Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 673, and it is your review of Angel Heart. As always, this is the Nerd County here to host show alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful Thursday night.
Thursday night, live and early, and live, early, and ad-free for our patrons over at patreon.com/thenerdcore. As always, you can go ahead and check out the Patreon by going over to patreon.com/nerdcore. At the $1 tier, you get this episode live, early, and ad-free before anybody else gets to watch it on Saturdays at 12 p.m. And of course, before we can get into today's review, Brad, how are you doing today?
I've been cleaning the house all day.
Yeah,
Tired. I'm fucking tired.
yeah,
No, we're not even done yet. So
yeah. We're not even done here.
no, like we're not done yet.
Yeah, I already told my brother, I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing Warzone today, boy. Yeah, we're yeah, that's off the table tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we
Brad,
got a lot clean so far, but
yeah,
it's amazing how much a house can just get dirty before you even know it.
yeah, and especially Brad, you notice how like there's stuff that you like tend to like ignore, right? Like the bottom of your bed.
Oh
The
yeah.
bottom of your bed can get so dirty, Brad. Like the what's it called? The dust can accumulate so much.
Well, and specifically, like for some reason, in my house, it's like a dust gatherer. I'm blaming the
Yeah.
dogs probably. They just bring that shit in. But it's just amazing, like how in different places, like you don't even notice. It's just like, oh my god, the dust is fucking thick around here.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And you don't notice it until like it's really time to do that deep cleaning shit.
When you
And
have
you're like,
people coming
holy
over,
hell.
that's
Yeah.
really when like. And that's why I told my wife we're just going to keep inviting people so the house stays clean. We're just going to have them over once a week. That's
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Um I went to work today, Brad. I had to go in early today, so I actually, what's it called, didn't come home today on like my normal time. That actually worked out a lot in my favor because that meant that I could watch today's movie and the episode of Shogun, since we're doing two in one today. We're recording two things today, so it worked in my favor. And then you hit me up and told me, "Oh, hey man, we got to push back a little 30 more minutes because I got to eat." And I was like, "Perfect! I can make the thumbnail now."
nice. Hey, it all worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. Now I what's it called? I ended up just coming home and took a little bit of a nap and just made sure that we got this done because just yeah, I'm tired today, man. I am so tired. I want to go to
I
bed
just
after
want to
this.
fall asleep.
Yeah, but I want to try to at least go work out after this because I want to work out. But
Yeah, you want to
but
get in that routine.
yeah, but
I can't wait till all this party stuff is just over.
yeah.
I can go back into my routine. Like it just threw everything off for
Yeah.
like a month.
Yeah, I got a whole
I'm never
protein bar
having
with
a
my
birthday
name on
party.
it, bro. I
I'm
got a
never.
protein bar with my name on it after I'm done working out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not having a. I'm not having a party for my own birthday.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this, bro.
I'm not doing it.
He goes, on my birthday, I want dinner, I want a podcast with Raul, and that's it.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, we won't be having our normal scheduled live show this weekend. Brad's gonna be busy. And then actually it all worked out for the best because I have a family reunion, not a family reunion, I'm sorry. I have a wedding shower for
Ooh.
my cousin on Saturday. And after that I'm watching what's it called, Civil War. So it works out in our favor. So I'm gonna have to just what's it called? We're gonna do a live our live show tonight
Yeah.
on Thursday. So
Monday's still kind of up in the air. I hope I can get to it. We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see how that
What do you
pans
mean
out.
Monday, Brad? Next week is off.
Oh, are we off next week? Oh yeah.
Yes, so my friends, what's it called? Before we get into the review, I'll go ahead and let you all know this at the start of the show. Next week we are off. Next week is I have a cinema condition recording that is very, very important with Brad that we're gonna do. So that whole week is off. We're not coming back until the following week with our main show, with this show. Live show will still go as planned. um, which probably we will do on what's it called on Friday or Saturday. You know, depending on what what's
Yeah.
it called. Saturday, I believe, is AEW Dynasty, so I probably won't be able to do it on Saturday, but Friday or Sunday, and then the following week, I'm gonna have a family reunion that weekend, so I'm not gonna be here. So I think we have to do Shogun on Thursday night, like we're doing here.
Okay.
So, and then our Fallout review will just have to be that the what's it called?
I feel like the Fallout review can be really any time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hearing really good things, but I'm also
I,
hearing really good things about this week's episode of X Men '97. So I
hmm,
really need to watch X Men '97. So
well,
people are saying like it's the best thing that the MCU has ever done. So I'm hearing really good things about MCU. I mean,
well,
what's it called? X Men '97.
that's impressive, though.
Yeah, yeah. But it's gonna look a little weird, guys. But next week, no main show episodes. No main show episodes. Those are gonna come back on the 22nd for patrons, 23rd for everybody else. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. But now, with that said, Brad, let's go ahead and get this going. So, if you have not watched what's it called, Angel Heart, and you care about spoilers, then go ahead and get out of here. But if you've seen the film or you don't care about spoilers, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is an effect. Oh my god, I pressed that already. Effect in five.
What I do?
No, don't worry. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code The Nerd Court. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video.
It woke me up.
The day I finally decided to reconnect my what's it called um my
Mixer.
my no my stream deck
Mm-hmm.
my stream deck is when it decides that I
Just to
decide to
go
like
off.
forget that the what's it called button is right there after you press the music. Yeah. All right, Brad. Introduce them to 1987, right? Or
1987.
1987's Angel Heart.
All right, coming from Wikipedia. Angel Heart is a 19. Why is there so many paragraphs? Never mind. Angel Heart is a 1987 American neo noir psychological horror film, an adaptation of William Hortzberg's 1978 novel Falling Angel. The film was written and directed by Alan Parker and stars Mickey Rourke, Robert De Niro, Lisa Bonet, and Charlotte Rampling. Harry Angel Rourke, a New York City private investigator, is hired to solve the disappearance of a man known as Johnny Favorite. His investigation takes him to New Orleans, where he becomes embroiled in a series of brutal murders. Following publication of the novel, Hortzberg began developing the screenplay for a film adaptation, but found that no major studio was willing to produce his script. The project resurfaced in 1985 when producer Elliot Kastner brought the book to Parker's attention. Parker began work on new script, and in doing so, made several changes to Hortzberg's novel. He also met with Mario Kassar and Andrew G. Vajna, Vadna, we'll just go with it, who agreed to finance the $18 million production through their independent film studio, Carolco Pictures. Filming took place on location in New York and New Orleans, with principal photography lasting from March 1986 to June of that year. Weeks before its theatrical release, Angel Heart faced censorship issues from the Motion Picture Association of America for one scene of sexual content. Parker was forced to remove 10 seconds of footage to avoid an X rating and secure the R rating that the film's distributor, TriStar Pictures, wanted. An unrated version featuring the removed footage was later released on home video. Angel Heart received a mixed reaction from reviewers who praised the performances of Rourke and Bonet, as well as the production design, score, and cinematography, but criticized Parker's screenwriting. The film underperformed at the North American box office, grossing $17.2 million during its theatrical run, but has since been regarded as underappreciated and influential. And if we look in here, I'm looking. Cinematography by Michael Saracen, edited by Jerry Hambling, music by Trevor Jones, and budget 18 million, box office 17.2 million.
All right. What are your initial thoughts, Brett?
So um honestly, I liked the beginning of this movie. I thought it started off strong. I liked the neo noir theme that was going on with it, the direction, the kind of private eye dick investigator and going around trying to find a person. And it really, I think it was a really strong movie until we get to about the third act. And in the third act, it kind of falls apart for me. Um, I don't know what it is. It just, because I mean, the pacing was really well, I think, in the first and most of the second act. And by the third act, the pacing somewhere fell off for me, and the story started just to get kind of convoluted from where it had started. And that's kind of how I felt. Also, by close to the mid third act, you can already tell how the story's going to end. You kind of have an idea of what's going on, which kind of makes some of the stuff that happens a little more disgusting in a way. But again, it's a psychological horror, so kind of makes sense. Overall, I think it's a good watch. I was kind of surprised. I mean, De Niro being in this, kind of, sorta. He's in it for like all total of what, maybe 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
I like De Niro in this. I like Rourke in this. I was surprised. I don't think I'd ever seen Mickey Rourke before the surgery, the plastic surgery, and just how closely he like looks to Bruce Willis. Honestly, he looks kind of like Bruce Willis. Lisa Bonet in this is quite a performance. Beautiful actress too. And overall, I think it was a good watch. But by the end of it, it's definitely not my favorite noir. But I can appreciate what they were trying to go for.
Was the sexual content the scene with the woman as she's getting undressed and she's that they're referring to?
I think they're probably referring to Lisa Bonet when he's having, because that's the only thing I could think of. He's having sex with Lisa Bonet's character, because that's a very long scene.
But
Um,
it's not that graphic.
I mean, there are, again, roll. This is 1987.
Yeah.
This is 1987, bro. This is a year. Well, actually, this is probably less than a year from when I'm born. So you'd have to remember that this is 87. It's a whole different from today. What was graphic and what wasn't graphic, and the Lisa Bonet sex scene was probably thought of pretty overly graphic back then.
I have to say, Brad, that there's a kind of good amount of things I can disagree with you with what you said. Um, I think that this movie has a lot of potential. It has great cast, has a really interesting story, and it has some damn good cinematography. But holy shit, is this movie paced to dog shit? Oh my god, is this movie dragging its feet to the end? And then, Brad, it decides to juggle a second tone halfway into this damn movie. Like, where
On
do
a,
we go from neo noir into this odd psychological horror film
yeah,
that's also kind of supernatural at the same time? And it's like, huh? What are we doing here?
I mean, I think I think the the horror aspect was there basically when he met with the doctor. I think
I don't
because
know.
with the fan spinning and all that, there was some kind of pretense to that. But honestly, it's right when he gets to like New Orleans where it falls off for me. Because like shit just,
Yeah.
you're right, there is a tone change there. That's kind of where it falls off for me.
Yeah. But like I like our performances. Shit, man, I like our characters, bro. Like if
I like the story. Like I agree with you. I think it had a lot of potential, but it just, they could not keep it. I mean, I think if this were like remade today, like if you remade this today, like I think you could do a lot of things with this.
Yeah.
because the neo noir is the best aspect of this movie to me.
Also, this might be a nitpick, but like, holy shit, I can tell where you ADR'd this movie. Oh my god. Like during that scene, Brad, with the woman getting undressed with him in bed and shit, like I can tell that woman's dialogue was ADR,
Mm,
Brad. That was, and I was like, I can't, like, it's getting me completely out of this. And it's like, I can tell that he's speaking, they recorded his lines, but they recorded her lines
yeah.
after. And it just, it bothered me. And I was like, I'm completely coming out, I'm getting out of this seat, like, scene. I can't, like, I can't,
See,
you know,
this is the difference, audience, for when you have someone who's went through film school and someone who's just a Joe Schmo off the street. I didn't even fucking notice that.
yeah. My God, I could tell it was ADR, Brad. Um, but like I really like the cinematography, Brad. Like the freaking scene in the beach. Like for some reason I
Oh
really
yeah,
like that angle
I
and
like
I
the
love
settings also.
yeah, yeah. But
I mean, it makes me want to go back to New Orleans, honestly.
yeah. But holy shit, Brad, I could not what's it called get behind this movie's pacing. It was just dragging its feet until the end.
Somewhere, honestly, the third one drags for me. It's somewhere in the second act where
To
it
me,
kind
it's
of
in going
started.
into the second act.
Yeah,
Once the second act
somewhere
starts
in
for
the
me,
second act, it kind of starts. It just gets weird. The first act started out really strong to
yeah,
me when they're in New York. It's kind of like right when they get to New Orleans where like stuff just starts to fall
yeah.
apart.
Lisa Bonet though, bro. God,
Whoo, whoo, 87 Lisa Bonet.
yeah. Fucking Jason Momoa fumbled that bag, bro. My
Damn,
fumbled that
dude.
man. Oh my god. Um, what a woman, man. But
And Lisa Bonet with the chicken. I don't know.
yeah. But I have to say, Brad, like you know, it's just it has a lot of potential. Like, how do you like? You have De Niro, you have Rampling, you have Mickey Rourke. It's like, dude, you have these great actors and
And
actresses.
they perform very well. Like
Yeah,
that's not a question.
but the
Um,
execution is just not there.
yeah, I mean, and like this, the story's there, and the cinematography is great, and I like the music in it. But you're right, the direction along the way and the editing is what kind of destroys the pacing of this movie, and
Yeah, and you completely
that
lose me when you were like, "Well, maybe Satan impregnated her." Oh my!
and then
What?
the baby's eyes edited is like, well, that's kind of weird, but sure.
Yeah, I was like, "Bro, this ain't
I
so."
did, it's a very interesting take of but we've seen this kind of done before of the two personas in one.
Yeah,
We've seen it done very well in Split. Like that's kind of what it reminds me of is like it's Split. But
yeah,
Split did it much better. Um
yeah.
it's Split with a neo noir aspect to it, but honestly
I'm,
I like the neo noir in this, but you're right. The pacing just
yeah,
kind of shits all over it.
yeah. It's all over the place, Brad. And I'm like, oh my god, like you, like I'm waiting for this thing to end, and then when we get to the end, I'm just super underwhelmed with that ending. I was like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing though is by the start of the third act, you kind of already know the ending. You're like, because I'm starting to think like I think this guy is just the guy he's looking for.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's and now he's had sex with his daughter somehow, like, and they never really go on to explain like, okay, did he sacrifice the guy and take over his body, so it's technically this Johnny, what the fuck's his name is, um Johnny, I don't know, I'm looking for it. John
yeah,
Liebling, Johnny Favorites. This is Johnny Favorite character, and I guess his soul is in this soldier that they killed to take over his body.
yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, what a like what an underwhelming ending, and like you see it from a mile away, and I'm just like, dude, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. This movie just really like didn't do it for me. Um, but like I said, I love the locations. I love cinematography of this film. I think that we have some great performances here. And ideally, like this concept really does like interest me, and I was really looking in. Like I thought the story is there. I just don't think that the execution is that great.
Nope, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, that's as much as I've got for this one, Brad. Um, what's your final verdict?
I don't know. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was like great or anything right on. I don't know. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going a little bit lower, Brad. I'm going straight up. I'm giving this a 4 out of 10, Brad. I was like, yeah, this just didn't do it for me. I don't know what these distributors thought the scene was that graphic, but like, I guess, yeah. What's it called? They thought that was graphic. I've seen worse, but I guess for 1987, this was pretty graphic, right?
I mean, it's very graphic when you have blood dripping through a room while they're having sex and all that. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I guess, yeah. What a what a film. What a scene, Brad. What a scene. What a scene.
I mean, I just and then De Niro's looming aspect in it is kind of cool. I wouldn't mind seeing De Niro play Satan again.
Yeah. I guess what was like graphic about it was like I think that's like that one shot in there where you kind of can see her crotch and you can kind of like see his crotch too. So I guess that was like enough, I guess, but
I don't know, or the '80s, and they thought that was more towards a I guess trigger warning, a rape
yeah.
esque. It looked
Yeah.
kind of rape esque in a way
Yeah.
towards the end of it.
Yeah. Well, 4 out of 10, Brad. That's as much as I can give it, man.
I'm
And
okay with it.
yeah.
I ain't mad at
Thank
that.
you. As always, that's our review of Angel Heart. We thank you all so much for joining us. And of course, you can keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com, the nerdcore underscore on Twitter, Instagram at the nerdcore, TikTok at the nerdcore, patreon.com/the nerdcore to get this live early stream to your face on Patreon on and of course ad free before anybody else gets to listen to it on Saturday at 12 p.m. So make sure you make sure you check that out. And of course that's on the $1 tier. Literally, guys, we don't make money off that tier. We don't. But yeah. I don't know. These distributors, man. What's it called? I'm rewatching the scene to see if like I think this is a cool ass scene. It's a cool ass scene.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was like, did I like forget it? Like, did I just like not what's it called? I was like, did that just like escape my mind? And I was like, no, I can see why they can think this. You know what? No, I don't know why they fucking think this is graphic. This is not graphic.
It's the '87.
Yeah,
It's graphic for the '80s.
yeah. Like this is pretty common practice in most of those art house films. Um, but Discord link is in the description below, so you can go ahead and talk to us about the film and other stuff. And of course, on YouTube, leave a comment as well. Do you think we're completely wrong about this movie? Or are we right? Talk to us in the comments. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single review that drops on the channel. And of course, if you're on the podcast side of things, make sure that you leave a 5-star review and you follow the feed on your favorite podcast app of choice. Brad, lots of great stuff planned for the rest of this month. We got some good movies that we're going to be discussing, but we will be back on the 22nd live for patrons for our review of the Gold Rush. And then, of course, this we have our what's it called? We have a extra review, and then more live shows. We have our Fallout review coming soon.
Mhm.
We have our Shogun episode 8, 9, and 10 as we look at the final episodes of Shogun. So lots of cool stuff going on, but do not be afraid. Do not be startled why we won't have an episode next week. We're just taking care of other business and finally putting the cherry on top to season 2 of the Cinema Condition. So for now, that's been it. And of course, oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you to our patrons. They make it possible. I forgot about it on the last episode, so I'm not forgetting about it on this one. Thank you guys. They make it possible. And without them, none of this is done. Of course, our wonderful producer, Shane, where can they find him, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk or on Twitter at thriftedil or go buy something from the Suppy God at prisoncityvintage.com.
Damn straight, man. Going to support Shane and what he does. And of course, with that being said, Brad, let's go ahead and send him out of here.
All right, Raul. Thank you, being host as always. Thank you to all those who join us in future chats. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, let's just remember that if Mickey Rourke had not gotten that plastic surgery, we would not have had the wrestler. Young Yoda out. Or Sin City.
Can't live without those two.